Good afternoon, my name is John and welcome to your first certificate exam. I will be your examiner and please may I have your papers.
Here you are.
Diego, first, who do you prefer to spend your free time with and why?
Okay, well, mostly I prefer to spend my free time with my friends. We usually hang out, I don't know, doing any kind of activities, going to cinema, and usually playing sports.
Elena, do you prefer to spend your free time outdoors or indoors and why?
Well, I prefer outdoor because I can go to a park with my dog, with my friends, and do many things like play football or make a picnic, for example.
Back to Diego. Diego, what kind of things do you like doing with your friends and your family?
Okay, well, as I mentioned previously, with my friends, I like doing any kind of sports. We usually play a lot of soccer, and on weekends we like going to play darts. And with my family, I usually do much more indoor activities like playing table games.
And finally, Elena, what's your favorite part of the day and why?
Okay, I think I prefer afternoon for afternoon on, more in summer because I can stand the heat. So I have long afternoons for spend my time. So I prefer afternoon.
So your first photographs will be about fashion. So look at the two photographs which show different sorts of clothes. So Diego first. Compare these photographs and say why you think these people have chosen to wear these sorts of clothes.
Okay. So, in the first picture, the one on the top, I can see two people. They seem to be really happy. They are laughing, and they are wearing really formal clothes. It seems like they are attending a wedding or something like that. And apart from that, they seem to be in a very nice place, like a park or something like that. And on the opposite, on the second picture, the one on the bottom, I can see two people as well. They seem to be happy as well, but on the contrary, they're wearing really usual and casual clothes. They seem to be spending the day also in the park doing some biking or something like that, some kind of activity, which I think requires a much comfortable clothes.
Now to Elena. Elena, which sorts of clothes do you prefer to wear and why?
I prefer the second one because it's more casual and I can use it for the daily routine.
And now for our next topic, means of transport. So we will look at two photographs which show different forms of transport. Elena, compare these photographs and say why you think these people are using these different forms of transport.
Okay, the first one, the picture on the top, shows a fast speed train, and the second one, which is in the bottom, shows a local city bus, very crowded. So I think people use this bus for travel around the city where they live, and the other one I think is luxurious and it used for long travel in very short time. I think people prefer bus because it's cheaper and is used to commute, and train only for one travel or for the vacation.
And now, Diego, which of these means of transport do you prefer to use and why?
Okay, I will probably choose the first one, the fast speed train. As Elena mentioned, it is very luxurious, very modern. It seems to be quite fast and very comfortable.
Conoce nuestros cursos intensivos de verano en mirandasacademy.com y serás tú el protagonista. Aprovecha nuestra propuesta, amplía tu vocabulario y practica tus habilidades de listening. Let's go!
And here you have a diagram about environmental problems. So imagine you are helping to prepare a poster to raise environmental awareness in your area, which has ideas for images that could be included and a question for you to discuss. Talk to each other about which images on a poster would be useful to raise environmental awareness.
Okay, shall I start?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Related to environmental awareness, I think, or the first thing that comes into my mind is the typical picture of recycling bins. I think it's a very up-to-date matter. What do you think?
I agree, but I think it's very common to see recycling bins around your neighborhood. So I prefer, for example, waste metal because of the devices.
Mm-hmm.
People waste devices which can be fixed.
Okay. Yeah, I think that probably would catch people's attention. What about the typical picture of factories with, with a lot of smoke, and I think that represents clearly the pollution.
I think this picture gets to people, but I think it's the most popular.
Okay.
So, for example, I think it's more creative. Use a large pile of rubbish, for example.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah, I see your point. I probably would prefer that too. For example, what about a polluted river?
Yes, I think it causes a great impact as a large pile of rubbish. Okay. Similar impact, yes.
I agree.
Now you have 1 minute to choose two of them.
Okay, I choose a large pile of rubbish because I think it's creative one, and because of the impact, and the other one, waste metal, because of the now back in the days people will fix their devices.
Okay, I see your point. I probably agree with you with both of them. Maybe I would share the waste metal picture. As you mentioned, right now there are tons of electronic devices, mobile phones, and that people are wasting a lot. But maybe a large pile of rubbish would be like too much of the same. So I probably choose a polluted river picture in order to get into the poster like some climatic image or something like that.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I'm going to ask you more questions about the topic. So, first, Diego. Should schools try to become active parts of the community? Why or why not?
Okay, I totally think so. Right now, that even more that all this bullying stuff is very common to listen about all this kind of stuff. To get some activities with all these students working together. I think that improves the relationship between them. And apart from that, because they are people living nearby each other, I think that that could lead all these people to create cultural and social activities that would create a much interesting society.
And now to Elena. How can schools raise people's environmental awareness?
Okay, maybe they can implement more recycling points inside the school, for example. They can organize, for example, a race around the neighborhood picking up the rubbish. Or maybe they can organize a trip to a polluted river. I don't know. Maybe they can use this wasted material and make something with this. For example, decoration.
Finally, back to Diego. What other useful things can schools teach young people?
Okay. I think schools can bring a lot, not only to young people, but to other people in the community. For example, I heard about one activity in one of the schools near my apartment, where they were creating an activity for students and old people, where the young people teach the old ones to work with technology, and in addition, the old people taught them how all this technology was 20 years ago, right? So I think a lot of stuff. This is an example. But I think a lot of stuff can be created in order to not just improve the young people, but also other kind of people in the community.
Thank you very much. This is the end of your exam, and it has been an absolute pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Síguenos, disfruta y comparte todos nuestros contenidos. Nos tienes a tu entera disposición en mirandasacademy.com y en todas nuestras redes sociales. Te dejo con el siguiente vídeo titulado Go Phrasal Verbs Part 2. Muchas gracias, see you soon. Bye bye.